Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I have so much to talk to you about, as you can imagine. So this is probably going to be quite a long video. So I would recommend that if you want to hear about what I've been up to and all the ins and outs of my life for the last like 3 months, then grab a coffee or a drink, some snacks, because I have so much to share. Just give you a little sneak preview of what I'm talking about. I'll be talking about this gorgeous girl that you see here before you, my gorgeous Laura, and I'll give you a little sneak preview of my new digs, should we say. Show you just settling in very slowly. So yeah, this is my new environment that I'm living in at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, wow, where do I start? So I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all the people who sent me all of the amazing messages, inquiring about me and hoping that I will come back with my reborns. So thank you. That really meant so much to me, all your messages. Reading them and sharing them with my daughter. She was so touched to see all your kind, loving words. Um, but yeah, there's been lots and lots of changes in my life, and they were pretty stressful. That's why I really wasn't in the right frame of mind mentally to come on and make videos. I had really important things to do and a lot very high stress. And when you're in high stress situations for a very long time, it's hard to be, talking about dolls, when you've got really serious issues you're dealing with in your life. So if you're interested in knowing about those, stay tuned. It's not going to be all a happy, lovely video like I normally do, because this is the realities of life. So if you do want to know what my stresses have been, I will let you know. So just a heads up for those people who just want a happy, love cute video that I normally do of my reborns. This is just going to be more of a life update. And it's not going to be all lovey. Unfortunately, I wish it was. But anyway, so what happened to me was is it November? I think it was November last year, just before Christmas. I got some news that the house that I had been living in for nearly 8 years, um, renting, was going to be for sale, and that my daughter and I, had to move out. And, that's all fine. But the major problem was that there was a housing crisis happening and I know I've heard that it's happening all around the world. But what happened, I live in a state called Queensland in Australia, and it wasn't as populated as Victoria. Victoria is the most populated, from what I know. Sydney, New South Wales and Victoria are the most populated states in Australia, and they had huge lockdowns over COVID. They were locked down for like months and months, apparently, and Queensland barely got any lockdowns. And after 2 years of all that really terrible conditions down there, a lot of people were working from home. So the combination of being so restricted for so long down south, the southern states, as well as the reality that a lot of people can work from home and don't need to be stuck at the place that they reside, thought, well, if we can work remotely, then why are we living in these states? Why don't we move to Queensland, where the weather is a lot warmer up here? The house prices were like at half the price. And they realize that they were able to do their job remotely. So a lot of people decided that they were going to relocate to Queensland. and the impact that that had on the people who have lived here basically the whole life was huge. So it meant that people who have lived most of their life in Queensland went from, having quite a few choices and, not having, like, maybe waiting a couple of weeks to get a rental, to going to basically homelessness. Unfortunately, many people currently in Queensland, working people, families with young children, are unfortunately now homeless. They're living in tents, they're living at caravan parks, they're sleeping on families, friends' couches, living in their garages. There's such a shortage of rentals that it's very dire and very sad situation, as well as prices of houses have like nearly doubled in price just in the last 2 years. So with these two combinations of not enough supply and everything, rents have, no, I wouldn't say doubled, but they have really, they've increased by hundreds of dollars a week. Hundreds. Like, I'm trying to think, like nearly $200 a week. Now, people can't afford that. And that's if you're lucky to get something. That's if you are lucky to be offered something that you'd be paying hundreds of dollars more a week than you were 2 years ago. So sadly, that high stress situation I was in, that I was facing homelessness myself. My daughter and I were facing homelessness because there was just hundreds of people applying for every one rental. Hundreds. I applied for, I would say over 50 properties, and they were all rejected. And it was nothing to do with me because I was working and earning good money. My daughter was working. It's just simply that a lot of people from the southern states, when they sold their properties because their properties were worth like over $1 million down there, when they sold them and came up here, they had like $1 million, and they were offering 12 months rent in advance. They were offering $200 a week rent over on top of the current rental price that was advertised. And so all the people like myself who don't have all that cash to say, I'll pay for the rent for the next 12 months if I get this place. I couldn't do that. I don't have that much money sitting in the bank where I could offer that. I couldn't offer another $100 to $200 a week over the current rent. So, or the rent that they were asking. I could barely afford the rent as it was advertised at, let alone extra. So my world was turned upside down, inside out. And I went through the most stressful period of my entire life, and I would never want to go through that again. But unfortunately, the way the situation is, I'm still potentially going to be facing that position unless, I have got a place now, which I showed you earlier, a sneak peek of. But I've only got a 12-month lease. There's nothing to say that in another, at the end of that lease, it's all going to happen again. Like, fingers crossed, positivity, out in the universe, that the situation will change by the time that I will eventually be back in that position. I hope so. I hope and pray. But the reality is, there's no guarantees in life unless it's your own home. That could happen to me again. So basically, that is why I have not been making videos. I have been flat out working. I've been flat out looking for rentals on the internet, been applying for them. The forms you have to fill out are horrendous. You have to put all your identity and all your information in every application. Like, it's not like you do it once and then you just share it. No, you got to do it again and again and again and again and again. And I was just, apart from working all day, I was all afternoon, all night, looking for rentals, advertising, scanning, taking photos of my ID, uploading it all. looking for more properties, also attending rental properties that had open homes that you weren't allowed to apply for unless you had viewed them. And a lot of the viewings were during the day when I was at work, so I couldn't attend some of them. Some of them I had to lose a day's work just to go and look at a house for 10 minutes, and to be later found out that I didn't get it. So it wasn't a fun time in my life, and I really was traumatized by it. But the great news is I'm come out the other end. I found my daughter and I have a lovely property that we have now moved into. I mean, that's not even talking about the moving process. Everyone knows how horrendous and stressful it is to move. So you imagine adding all of what I've already told you, and then when you get something, then you got to move. Like, I'd been in that house only 8 years. Can you imagine 8 years worth of stuff, and stuff that hasn't been sorted, has to be sorted and thrown away or gifted? Gave a lot of stuff away, which was amazing through the process. And also, I've had to settle into my new house, and that was a big job as well. So yeah, things have been really, really stressful in my life, but now I'm going to move on to the more positive sides. So, amazing things apart. I've been so busy just with working and unpacking and setting up my new house. That's just such a huge, huge job in itself. So, the great news is that in my reborn collecting, I have set up the nursery. I will share the nursery with you in another video. It is sort of set up very similar to the last nursery, but it's just got a few little differences. But I think you'll really love that. I shared it in some Facebook groups, and they were like, wow. So that's awesome. They were saying it's like a dream nursery, and it was stunning. So yeah, definitely look forward to making a whole video about that. And yeah, so I want to talk about this gorgeous girl you see here before you. We all know what the kit is. It is the gorgeous Laura by Bonnie Brown. I so thoroughly enjoyed watching Bonnie sculpting this beautiful, amazing kit. So I got the sun behind me. I've got a patio out the back behind me, and that's why that light's coming in. So this will have to be, I think, my new filming. Whenever you move houses, you've got to find your filming area. So this is my new filming area. My lawns are getting mowed today outside, so that's why my little fur baby is in here with me while the lawns are getting all beautifully mowed. And yeah, so I was able to source a beautiful Laura, as you see here before you, and she's got painted hair, and she is an Australian made baby, and she is a special edition. And I will be obviously showing her probably more in the next few videos, because I would like to show you her details. She's got really amazing, amazing details. And I just think that you would love to see that. So I'll put her in a more sort of outfit that's more practical for showing her details. I did get COVID as well amongst all of that. I got it. I can't remember if I made a video since I got COVID or not. Sorry. All of a sudden I got a little bit of phlegm. But yeah, so I did get, my daughter and I, we both got COVID at the same time. So that wasn't fun. Like I said, I don't remember if I've made a video since or regarding that, because I just don't remember what the last video was about. But I've got some really great videos coming up for you guys. Some videos have come up through just experiences in this time, and some things have popped up that I think would make a great discussion video. So I'm really looking forward to bringing that to you. That will be coming up fairly soon, the next week or two. I still haven't finished the house unpacking. and organizing. I've still got bits and bobs that are sitting around the house that need to get homed, or, just if they can't find a home, then I need to gift them or throw them away, whatever. So I've still got work to do around the house. So I won't, I'll probably only be making one video a week just for a few weeks until I can get everything done, and then I will hopefully be able to be making like maybe 2 videos a week. So, yeah, I know that you all have really missed some of my reborn, seeing them, but now you've got one more beautiful reborn to I cut my thumb, um, at the corner here when I was, uh, breaking down some packing boxes. I had a whole pile of packing boxes that had unboxed, and they cut me in the corner of my thumb, the blades. So hopefully that heals quickly. But yeah, I think that's really all my updates. I'd love to hear in the comments below what you've been doing over the last few months, because obviously with me not making videos, I haven't been able to read any comments. So I'd really appreciate you saying hello and letting me know what you've been up to. And I also wanted to ask about your opinion of the Laura kit. What do you think? Is it a kit that you wanted to have in your collection? Um, I, I, when she first came out, I did want her, but I wasn't like, what's the word? I didn't want to, like, I wasn't, because I've got such an amazing collection at the moment that I'm not in any rush to get anything. And I saw a kit and I'm like, oh yeah, that's really nice. But I sort of was just letting destiny take its course. And when the right opportunity came along, that I would knew that it would be the right time to buy. So the story with this baby is that her artist, who's an Australian artist, like I said before, she made another one and put it up for sale. And I inquired about that one. And unfortunately, I just missed out on that one. And she said to me, she said, oh, well, don't worry. She said, if you really liked that reborn, I do have some extra kits here that I've purchased, and I could make you one if you'd be interested. And so I said, oh, yes, thank you. That would be wonderful. And she said, you don't, you don't have to purchase it. What I'll do is I will just make it. And then when it's finished, I'll let you see it first, because you were inquiring about the other one that's just sold. And she said that if that's not what you're wanting, that's fine. I'll just put her up for sale and someone else will be able to buy her. So I really appreciated that. And so, she made her, and then when she was finished, she sent me the photos, and I fell in love with her. She is nearly identical to the other one anyway. There's a few little changes, which I love how artists do that to make them more unique. And so when I saw her, I was like, oh, heck yes. Like, why would I say no to this gorgeous baby? So, so yeah, I bought her, and she arrived last week. So I've been enjoying her for a week now. So I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see her. So cute. So, so cute. So yeah, there's my gorgeous Laura, welcoming her to my collection. And so yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, like, this is a lot longer video than I normally have, but I had so much to update you on. So it was lovely touching base with you all again, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my new Laura and hearing my updates. And I've got lots of videos upcoming and plans, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe so you'll see the notification that I've got a new video up. So yeah, anyways, hope you're all doing well. I missed you all and so glad to be back. But anyway, that's enough for me and this gorgeous Laura. So until next time, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.